The Book of Boba Fett, aka The Mandalorian Season 2.5, a show which the title character has very little to do with the actual television show. Doesn't make sense to me, probably doesn't make sense to most of you. But don't worry, John and Dave are gonna save Star Wars. They're gonna retcon the sequel trilogy. They're gonna get rid of the awful assassination of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia. They're gonna get rid of all that. They're gonna get rid of the bastardization of the beloved franchise known as Star Wars. Except they're not. It's not what's gonna happen. So, again, Bounding into Comics. Fantastic website. Lucasfilm again confirms The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett lead right towards the sequel trilogy and Jake Skywalker himself. In a blog post on the official Star Wars website, Lucasfilm confirmed the temple being built in Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett is the temple destroyed by Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi. Kristen Baver confirms, which I believe she is the woman that runs the Star Wars show on the Star Wars channel. We've glimpsed Luke's storied temple in the comic books and on film. Although to be fair, it was mostly rubble and flame in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now we turn back the clock to see that the new Jedi school is at its inception. With androids, again, I've said it before, you can't think of a more creative name. I get it, very basic, but come on. Working hard to place every stone on the first humble hut. And again, Android might be nitpicking. I know, I just really cannot stand Disney Star Wars. Okay, so, like I said in my video before, right now, where we're at in the story, little baby Yoda, little Grogu, gets his damn head chopped off by Kylo Ren. We'll get more into that. Maybe not. Maybe they're going to use that wonderful little product placement named Baby Yoda as a future character. This is from the last episode. The newly released Chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett would also provide more confirmation this show leads to the sequel trilogy, as Grogu is shown wearing the Beskar armor gifted to him by Din Djarin. In Chapter 6, Grogu was given an ultimatum by Luke Skywalker that he had to choose between being a Jedi, and his friendship with Din Djarin. Okay, again, stupid. Why is Luke Skywalker giving a toddler this type of critical life decision? Doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully doesn't make sense to you. Okay, maybe this is some highly sentient being, but still, the kid is a toddler. That would be like asking my children, okay, would you like to drive this car? Or would you like to walk? You can pick one and it will determine the rest of your life. You can never drive if you choose to walk right now, and you can never walk if you choose to drive right now. It's stupid. Given Grogu was seen wearing the armor, it appears he chose his friendship with the Mandalorian over the Jedi. He's got his little Beskar armor right in there. Fantastic. Cool. Awesome. That is not what I care about. What I really care about is that everybody kept telling me, all these scoopers, all these leaks, that, oh, they're going to erase the sequel trilogy. No, they're not. They're steering more into it. This allows Kylo Ren to become Luke's first pupil, which is confirmed in the Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren #3 comic book. Again, I've always said, if it doesn't happen in true live action, it is not canon to Star Wars. I understand the Clone Wars. I liked the Clone Wars show. Maybe it created some plot inconsistencies. I understand that, but I always liked the show. At this point, I am not trying to do homework to understand a series. I don't want to do that. It's not fun. I spend enough money on 50 streaming services. Now I have to go buy your books to understand what's going on in the show. what's going on in your franchise. It doesn't make any sense. You can read this panel if you'd like. Personally, I read it, but I don't give a damn enough to read it again. Lucasfilm and the Mandalorian creator, Jon Favreau, one of the saviors, have made it very clear that The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett lead to the sequel trilogy in the past. Back in 2019, before an episode of The Mandalorian even aired, Favreau hinted the series would explore the early days of the First Order, because that's what I wanted to see from my space exploring cowboy show. I just wanted to see a dude that looked like Boba Fett go smoke people, freeze them, and take them for money with some underlying plots in there. We've seen him do it twice, I think. Maybe. He told Entertainment Weekly, also, what could happen in the 30 years between celebrating the defeat of the Empire and then the First Order? You come in on episode whatever. I'm fucking illiterate. Episode 7. The First Order are not just starting out, they're pretty far along. Again, this goes back to how stupid the Disney trilogy is. Why are they so far along? The Republic didn't step in and do anything to stop this. You had a tyrannical regime rising up in your systems, and you didn't do a damn thing to stop it. So somehow, things weren't necessarily managed as well as they could have been. If the galaxy ended up in hot water like that again, he added. Exactly. The Republic, the new Republic, did nothing to stop this regime coming up to enslave the galaxy, to overtake the galaxy, and they didn't do a damn thing to step in and stop it. There was a resistance? Why was there a resistance? There should have been a Republic army. In an Instagram post, Favreau also revealed an opening crawl for The Mandalorian. It reads, after the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire, but before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails, I'm illiterate again, of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. Okay, so you admit that the New Republic has authority in this time, but they've done nothing to stop the First Order from rising up. Again, lone gunfighter. Let's see a Clint Eastwood Western in Star Wars. Let's do it. I thought that's what The Mandalorian was gonna be. That's why I tuned in for season 1. That's why I lost faith halfway through season 2. I thought the story was gonna be more than what it was. The Mandalorian became a babysitter to deliver him to a jacked up CGI-faced Luke Skywalker. A little over a year ago, speaking with the Writers Guild of America, Favreau explained he takes a sequel trilogy into consideration while writing The Mandalorian. Favreau was asked, did you have this arc planned out from the very beginning? Specifically, was the appearance of Luke Skywalker, revealing that the story was essentially a few years after Return of the Jedi, always set up from the jump? Or something that you arrived on after working on the material? He answered, no, the story unfolded as I wrote it. The Mandalorian inherits a great deal from the existing Star Wars stories, and when I write, the context is always under consideration. AKA, we're doing this shit on the fly. We are making all of this shit up as we go along. They don't care about you, the fan. They care about the franchise, the title. They care about the money that the two words Star Wars brings in. That's what they care about. They don't give a damn about writing a good story, and they have proven it this far. It became clear that within the established continuity, certain things were likely to transpire, he added. So you're making this shit up as you go along, and then you're making up other shit to fit in with your story to make it make sense. Instead of sitting down, taking a long time to write a perfect story with continuity, no continuity errors, but that adds instead of subtracts. This isn't the Star Wars I know. This is sad. This is depressing. In a follow-up question, the Writers Guild asked, "Are you concerned having placed the story right after the midst of a saga, with the latest films having revealed Skywalker's features that you're at all pinned in narratively?" Favreau responded, "We have a tremendous amount of freedom afforded to us because the gap in between the films. Dave Filoni and I are in consistent discussion regarding how each story choice is impacted by and would impact the existing Star Wars material." Okay, 30 years. He said 30 years. That's not that long. When you're talking about a broad scope of the galaxy, that is not that long. You have written this show now into a box where it's almost comical. Where this show, if you watch it, which we're still talking about the Book of Boba Fett, but I've seen nothing but the Mandalorian in this show. Boba Fett did nothing but putter around with his cane, basically, on Tatooine, talking about he's going to lead with respect. You haven't done anything. You built an army with like 12 dudes. Good job. Favreau's words are now being reflected in his work as Luke Skywalker shown full of pride, much like his depiction in The Last Jedi, as he demands Grogu make a choice between the Jedi and Din Djarin. The fact that Luke Skywalker is telling this toddler, "Get up. Don't be a little baby. Get up." This kid is essentially 2 or 3 years old. You're giving him major life decisions. You're giving him serious training. He's remembering more than you can teach. What? That doesn't make any sense. This whole storyline of Luke right now should be full of pride, but not in a negative way. It shouldn't be negative pride. He should be proud of himself for redeeming his father, saving the galaxy. And then he should have a strict goal in mind to rebuild the Jedi Order in his new improved ideals. He's gone away from, attachment's bad. You learn firsthand attachment is not a negative thing to a Jedi if used in the proper context. It goes on and reads, "Not only does Luke's characterization in the Book of Boba Fett align with The Last Jedi," which it does, but the physical temple from The Last Jedi is being built in the Book of Boba Fett. The evidence is clear. The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett lead to the sequel trilogy, which, again, I never had a doubt. I never had a doubt that anything Disney puts out is not, it's just going to bolster those terrible, terrible 3 movies. I fell victim to The Force Awakens. I thought it was good. I saw The Last Jedi. I walked out of there with a migraine. I thought it was one of the worst things I'd ever watched on film. I went back and watched it a second time and thought it was even worse. I thought maybe I had missed something. Nope, it was worse the second time because I saw more crap. And then The Rise of Skywalker, I watched as a comedy. It was hilarious. It was hilariously bad. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe to this video. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to you later.